You may have a dog, a cat, a fish, or even a bunny. But do you have a duck? I'm Payton, and in the summer of 2017, my dad and I decided to get 12 ducks. Due to quarantine, we decided to do it again. This will be an episode series where we follow the 12 ducks on their life. In this first episode, we will see what we have to do in order to get ready for them, as well as their first day here with us. Join me and my 12 ducks on the journey of their life.
The first thing we needed was a pen, so we bought a metal trough from Home Depot, like ones for horses. We also got wood shavings to make a bed for them, from a feed store or pet store. We then poured the shavings into the trough and spread it out, making one side have a slightly larger layer than the other. This is for the side that will have the food and water. Next, we needed hay or straw to make the bedding. Hay's for horses. We then spread out the hay on the side that had less wood shavings to make a cozy little bed for the duckies. Hooray! This is what it looked like. Next, we got a rubber mat. We set it where the food is going to go so that when the ducks came to eat and drink, they wouldn't make a mess. We then grabbed a wooden slate to set on top of the mat. We then put the water here so that it wouldn't spill and tip over, because the last thing we want is their pen to become a bathtub. My favorite part, food. This is the tray we decide to make, but we may switch to many other trays as we go along. We then placed the food tray on the mat. We also needed a heat lamp to keep the ducks warm. Yummy food! This is the food we're using for the ducks as they are ducklings. We also need chick-grit because this is necessary for their digestion. For the ducks' food, we'd pour a little bit of duck starter and a little bit of grit, but only a little bit, and we didn't have to do this every time. Then we would mix it up. Looks gourmet. Water time! The ducks need a special type of thing for them to drink out of. So first I would unscrew it, and then I would fill it up, but not all the way, with cold water. Once that's done, I would screw the lid back on, and then carry it over to the duck's pen. But I had to make sure I carried it upside down so it wouldn't spill. In the moment we've all been waiting for, the ducks' arrival. The first thing we had to do when the ducks arrived was dip their heads into the water. This was so we could make sure they knew how to drink, because water is necessary for duck survival, as they live most of their life on it as they grow up. As you can tell, ducks do not like to be by themselves. As ducklings, they constantly want to be with their other siblings, and as they grow up, they will eventually find a mate. Another cool thing about ducks is although when they're babies, you can't tell what gender they are. The females tend to be much louder than the males. All done. That was a lot of work. Who knew ducks could make you break a sweat? Now enjoy some video of the ducks now that they've arrived. That one thinks that the water bowl is a swimming pool. And now it's time for bed.
Thanks for watching the first episode of DuckTales, and keep checking Scott's Center for the next episodes to see what happens next in my ducks' lives. Quack!